Enjoy this illustrated explainer video about guide dogs for the blind.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some are furry and walk on 4 legs.
A yellow lab guide dog in harness.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe everyone deserves to live the life they want to live and to move through the world safely and confidently. Which is why we match people who are blind or visually impaired living in the US or Canada with exceptional guide dogs at no cost to them.
A person with a guide dog.
We even help with veterinary bills and ongoing essential support. We create these life-changing partnerships entirely through private donations and with the help of thousands of volunteers. And of course, with our incredible dogs.
A group of people with dogs.
Our dogs are guide dogs at the DNA level. We breed them specifically to do this work.
2 dogs and a DNA helix.
At 3 days old, our dogs start spending time with volunteers called puppy socializers.
A person with a newborn puppy.
Being a puppy socializer isn't just a dream job. It's how we help our puppies get comfortable being around humans.
A volunteer interacts with puppies.
At 8 to 10 weeks, puppies go live with volunteer puppy raisers.
A puppy raiser receives a puppy.
These volunteers dedicate a year of their lives to get these dogs ready for more advanced training.
The dog matures.
When the dogs come back to the school, our world-class staff teach them the complex skills required to become successful guide dogs.
2 GDB instructors train dogs.
After about 12 weeks of training, a dog is matched with their person.
A person hugs a guide dog.
This matching process is part art and part science, and always quite remarkable. Our clients and dogs undergo 2 weeks of personalized training together and begin to form a magical and lasting bond.
A person and guide dog in caps and gowns.
After graduating, clients return home with their guide dogs, empowered to enjoy their lives with greater mobility, independence, and inclusion.
3 scenes of people with their guide dogs at home, work, and play.
None of this would be possible without the generosity of our extended community of volunteers and donors.
A group of people and dogs.
To learn more about supporting our life-changing mission, visit us online.
GDB logo and URLs. GuideDogs.com and GDBinternational.ca.
Enjoy a peek into Guide Dogs for the Blind's Puppy Center, where 2 yellow lab puppies romp in an indoor play area full of colorful structures and a variety of toys.
Meet Kylie. She happens to be blind. That may seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how awkward people can be around her.
Kylie waits at a bus stop with her guide dog. A woman looks at her quizzically. Question marks appear over the woman's head.
So here are some tips to keep us all moving through the world safely and confidently. Always speak directly to a person with a visual impairment, not their guide dog. Remember, that dog has a job to do.
Good morning.
Hello.
Would you like directions to an open seat?
Sure.
There's 2 rows back on your left.
Thanks.
Kylie gets on the bus with her guide dog and sits across from a woman and child.
Oh, Mom, don't pet that dog. It's working.
Now at the office.
At our office, Kylie's colleagues make sure to introduce themselves when they enter the room and to let her know when they leave.
Sarah stands in the doorway of Kylie's office.
Hi, Kylie. It's Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Did you see the latest episode of Bachelorette on Mars?
I can't believe Abe got put in the spaceship. I thought for sure it would be Lenny.
Thought bubble with a bachelor on a spaceship.
Same.
Are we still on for a shopping trip over lunch?
Yep. I'll see you then. Bye.
Speak directly to people with visual impairments rather than speaking to their friend, their guide dog, or anyone else. And be specific when providing directions.
A boutique storefront. Sales associate with Sarah and Kylie.
Hello, how can I help you?
Actually, it's my friend Kylie who needs help.
And what is she looking for?
She is looking for jeans.
Oh, they're over there. I mean, just ahead of you a few steps. Boyfriend jeans are on the left and mom jeans are on the right.
A restaurant.
Kylie's looking forward to a date with her boyfriend, James.
Kylie, James, and guide dog wait to be seated.
Sorry, no animals allowed in the restaurant.
Actually, guide dogs are allowed anywhere the general public is allowed.
Oh, right this way then.
Kylie and James sit at a table with the dog chilling on the floor like a good doggo.
Hey,
Alrighty, welcome everyone. My name is Maury Angel, and I am the creative director here at Guide Dogs for the Blind, and it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to our celebration today. We certainly have a lot to celebrate. We are live streaming from our Guide Dogs for the Blind campus, California campus in San Rafael. And whether you're here for the first time or you've been here 100 times, we welcome you. And it's great to see so many new faces as well as some friendly faces. We are so glad you're here with us. We are here today to celebrate 6 new orientation and mobility immersion clients, 2 new breeder dogs and their custodians, and 6 new guide dog teams, as well as applaud the generosity of everyone who makes this work come together. First of all, to our puppy raisers, thank you for helping us prepare these special dogs for their roles. We literally, yeah, give it up. We say it all the time, but we literally could not do our work and fulfill our mission without your support and all that you do for us. You pour your heart and your souls into every dog, and it certainly shows. We look forward to hearing from some of you today. To our volunteers and our employees, thank you for all you do to support our mission. Whether you help by working in administration or directly with our dogs or with our clients, we are also so grateful for everything that you do. Yay! And our donors, of course. Thank you for helping us provide a lifetime of support to our alums at no cost to them. We don't receive any government funding, so we are so thankful and grateful for your support. On that note, I do have a few special thanks. Today, Erica and John Amirati for the team sponsorship of Richard King and Casper. Erica and John are here today. Thank you. to our Sacramento, California Puppy Raising Club for the sponsorship of the harness for Carol Townsend and Daylily. All right, to the Delta Gamma Foundation and the San Francisco, California Puppy Raising Club for the sponsorship of the harness for Christopher Pilcher and Blevins. And a big thank you to Lillian Tremoroli for her generous sponsorship of a harness for each class throughout the whole year of 2025. Give it up. All right, I right now want to share a short video with you about our mission. I want to call attention to a few of the special accessibility features about this video. You'll note that it has audio description as well as captions. The audio description is the second voice that you'll hear in addition to any narration that describes the scenes. So these are features that we include just to make sure that our videos are as inclusive as possible. So let's roll it.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe that everyone deserves to move through the world safely and confidently, to live the life they want to live.
A man and his guide dog walk through a park.
Our life-changing programs meet people who are blind or visually impaired wherever they are along their journey, whether that's by matching individuals with highly qualified guide dogs, providing guide dog readiness skills in our orientation and mobility immersion program.
A man holds a white cane and smiles broadly.
Or pairing youth and adults with the companionship of a canine buddy.
A young girl cuddles with her canine buddy.
Together, we are GDB.
My name is Renee Carrasco. My dog's name is Snoopy.
Renee sits in front of a fireplace.
So the reason that I wanted to get a guide dog was because I came across some videos from Guide Dogs for the Blind, and that was my introduction to guide dog travel.
Renee and Snoopy walk along a city sidewalk and cross a street at an intersection.
What I saw was the ease of travel, the speed that the guide dog handler would move with. That's what I wanted for myself. And not only that, but it was also the companionship.
Renee and Snoopy play with a tug toy outside in the yard.
Working with Snoopy has changed my life dramatically. Because there's so much freedom that comes along with having a guide dog. It's made the hard parts of blindness not so hard.
Renee sits next to Snoopy and gives him a pat on the chest.
I feel like my outlook on life and the world is so much more positive having Snoopy in my life.
My name is Amit Ahuja and my guide dog's name is Tashi.
I had the opportunity to complete Guide Dogs for the Blind's Orientation and Mobility Immersion program.
Amit stands on a path with his white cane.
And not only did it help me learn to navigate my environment more safely using a white cane, it also made me an even more confident guide dog handler.
My experience was just fabulous.
Amit and his O&M instructor analyze an intersection and cross a city street.
We trained in different locations, practiced different skills, worked out a way to analyze a traffic crossing. I think GDB has transformed my life. To say that it's meeting my needs would be an understatement.
My name is Ella, and this is my canine buddy, Lafferty.
Ella sits on the floor of a living room next to a black lab.
Lafferty is just so amazing in many ways. He's such a good boy. He brings me so much joy and is one of my best friends.
With kids with visual impairments,
Ella's mom, Christy McKerney.
The struggle is real for social contact. It's hard to make friends sometimes. And with Lafferty, he's an automatic draw for all kids, which is wonderful. Lafferty has totally opened up, for Ella, new social connections.
back to Ella.
I would recommend canine buddies. They're just really good dogs, and they can change a person's life and make it better.
All of Guide Dogs for the Blind services are provided free of charge, and our work is made possible by the generous support of our donors and volunteers.
Renee sits next to Snoopy on the grass in the park.
We receive no government funding.
This organization has made such a huge impact on my life and the lives of so many countless people, and the donors are the ones that make that possible.
Close-up of Snoopy.
Thank you so much.
Ella and Lafferty.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Amit and his guide dog Tashi sit on a beach and watch the sunset.
Together, we are unstoppable. To learn more about our life-changing programs and to support our work, please visit guidedogs.com or scan the QR code.
On that note, I am going to pass the microphone to Carol from our breeding department, who's going to introduce you to some special dogs.
Thank you, everyone. I am Carol Simmons, and I work in our breeding department. And so at Guide Dogs for the Blind, we breed Labrador Retrievers, Golden Retrievers, and Lab Golden Crosses that are specially selected for excellent temperament, intelligence, and health for our guide dogs and our canine buddies. Once a dog is added to our breeding program, it is placed into a carefully screened and loving custodial home within a 50-mile radius of our San Rafael campus. And so today I have the pleasure of introducing two of our new breeder dogs. And our first one is Orbit, who is a male yellow Labrador Retriever. He was raised by Nora Stevens and Tanya Egan of Salt Lake City, Utah. And his breeder custodians are Grant Lotus and his family.
Hi, I'm Tanya, and this is my daughter Nora, and we were Orbit's primary raisers with help from our family, Maisie and Paul, and our little dog Lola at home. And I want to just take a couple minutes to tell you about our year of Orbit. Orbit is our first puppy. That's a signature move, by the way. We were introduced to puppy raising and guide dogs for the blind through a program at Nora's high school. We'd see students walking super cute dogs around the school in green vests that said puppy in training. And we thought that looked like fun. So Nora enrolled in a class called Guide Dogs. I went to all the parent meetings. Nora's teacher, Anna, came to the house to make sure it was a safe environment to raise our puppy. And she met our little 13-year-old dog, Lola, to make sure she would be a good fit, too. At the start of summer, they handed us this adorable puppy with huge paws and made us guess his name. His name was Orbit. We spent the summer going on little outings and neighborhood walks, socializing and encouraging him to do his business in the driveway and not on the grass. Usual puppy stuff. In the fall, Nora started taking Orbit to high school with her on B days when she had guide dogs class. At first, he spent most of his day with the other young puppies in the puppy classroom, but as he got older and better at settling, he started to go to other classes like photography and driver's ed. Until eventually, he spent all day, every other day, at high school, napping through class, passing all the students in the hall, riding the bus, and learning to be a very good boy. In addition to his intelligence, confidence, and striking good looks, which came no doubt from Guide Dog's remarkable breeding program, Orbit is a fantastically sweet, affectionate, and caring boy. I think this has a lot to do with the sheer amount of love and attention he got from Nora, her friends, the other youth puppy raisers in her program, and all the students who met Orbit at school. As a puppy, he basically had the fun social life of a teenager, but without any of the homework. Because we were first-time puppy raisers, we didn't really know what to expect at the end of our year with Orbit. Would he be selected as a guide dog, a breeder, a canine buddy? We thought he was a very good boy, and we didn't really know if he had what it takes. So let me just say, we couldn't be more delighted with this outcome. He is just the luckiest boy to have this custodian family. And they've already been so kind and generous, sharing stories and pictures of him. We can't wait to see all the new little puppies he will help bring about, and maybe, just maybe, one of them can be our puppy number 2.
A few years ago, I was working 3 to 11 p.m. for my job, so I had free time in the mornings. I loved volunteering at my kids' schools a couple days a week, and I loved mountain biking all over, and I didn't even mind the yard work in the mornings, but I wanted to mix it up. As a kid, I wanted to train guide dogs as my job because I just love dogs, but I didn't do that. And so after realizing Guide Dogs for the Blind was local here, I reached out and started training to become a docent or a tour, give tours here on campus. And that was awesome. I got to really know the place, and I especially enjoyed the field trips that would come in for the tours. It was great. But then my work schedule changed, and I was no longer available in the mornings, and I couldn't give tours. And having learned about the puppy raising and breeder custodian programs, I wanted to continue volunteering somehow. And since I have 2 human puppies already, an 8-week-old puppy seemed like a tall order right now. So here we are with our breeder boy, Orbit. It hasn't even been 2 months since we picked him up, but he's already brought loads of joy and laughs and hair into our house. And we really hope that he makes good puppies so that we can keep him. He recently spent a week here with Mariposa, and her ultrasound is today. Fingers crossed. I know. Meeting his puppy raisers has been delightful. They did such a great job with him, and it's nice to now have friends in Salt Lake City. A big thank you to them, to everyone who works here, who volunteers for this magical place, who donates to this lovely place, and a huge thank you to my family. My wife, Justine, please stand or at least wave. Her parents, Sherwin and Ellen, are here with us. And my people puppies, Gavin and Jade. I love you so much and appreciate all your help. Everyone associated with guide dogs gives a lot, but we get a lot in return. And finally, as Justine says a few times a day, to Orbit, you have a big head.
At school one day, I did a project, and I decided to do it about Orbit because I love him so much. So I'll read it. Once upon a time, this family got a dog from Guide Dogs for the Blind. He was 1.5 years old. He was so cute and energetic. He's a breeder dog. He is really strong and he loves to eat. He's even heavier than me. But I love him. He loves to sleep and go on walks. The end.
I just think Orbit is the best dog I could have asked for. He's so cute, fluffy, adorable, hairy, fluffy, hairy. He's just the best dog I could ask for.
Thank you, everyone. You can go. And next we have Wyoming, who is a female yellow Labrador Retriever raised by Karen Allow of Goleta, California, and her breeder custodians are Aaron Thompson and Eric Babel.
Miss Wyoming, Omi for short. Such a cute, sweet little girl with many aliases. She started out as Sassy Pants because as a puppy, she was pretty opinionated. She then earned herself a full name, first, middle, and last. I didn't have to call her that too often because she really was a good girl, but she was also a lot of fun. She was always ready to go and eager to explore. Adventure walks were her absolute favorite. She never missed a sniff. But she was really good at them, so I could put her on a nice long lead so she could jump through the waves at the ocean to get that stick, or waddle along with a huge flock of ducks at the lake, just like she was one of them. Wyoming was always a, okay, got that, now what, kind of girl, and I miss her. But I'm really happy that Aaron and Eric not only recognize who she is, but celebrate it. They are so good for her, and I am so confident that she's going to be happy and healthy while she waits to perform her really important job. Wyoming's actually already performed a really important job. She was puppy number 20 for my husband and myself, but she was the last puppy that we had in our house while he was at home. He really loved her, and she was very protective of him. She didn't like for him to be left alone. So if I was in the kitchen, busy, or out in the yard working, she would be right at his feet, sometimes right on his feet, if he would let her. He liked that. Then she became a great travel companion for me when I would have to drive to visit him in the care facility. When we would get there, it was interesting. His dementia was such that he didn't always know who I was, but he would immediately look at her and smile every time. She would go over to him, steal a couple kisses, and then lay down at his feet, chew on her toy or snooze, while we were there the rest of the visit. The last time we went to visit him before her recall, he had become bedridden. That confused her at first, but she managed to sneak a few kisses through the bed rails. And she noticed his slippers on the floor, and that's where she stayed for the rest of the visit. Wyoming has always been, and still is, an amazing girl. And I am so excited that all her wonderful qualities are soon going to be passed on to the next generation of guide dogs. Thank you, GDB, and thank you, Aaron and Eric, so much for letting it happen.
One of the requirements for being a breeder custodian is going to obedience school. So we signed her up for a trick class, and she's been doing so good at balance beams and hula hoops. And she's the star of the class, and it's been really fun to see what these dogs have to offer for the community that they serve. And we're just so happy to be a part of it, and so happy to, and so hopeful to see what she's capable of.
And we've just loved her energy. We fostered during COVID 26 shelter dogs, and then we decided we wanted to go back to our roots and go back to service dogs. We had raised 3 puppies for a different service dog school, and I think it was meant to be because we got a call very quickly after our home check was done that we think we have the perfect high energy dog for you. And she has been just the perfect fit for our family, and she still loves going to the beach. So, yeah.
Thank you, and I'm going to turn the microphone over to Stephanie.
Thank you, Carol. All right, good afternoon. Hello, hello, hello. I'm really excited to, big size over here, you guys are good, present the next round of graduates for our O&M immersion program. And it was conducted here on campus this week. Mark Gillard and I shared the responsibilities of supervisor for this group, and our instructors that worked with these lovely folks are from the Lighthouse for the Blind and Visually Impaired in San Francisco. They are Sarah McIntyre, Jenna Whitelaw, Natalie Castellano, Tiffany Chin, Rosa Divard, and we had our very own Guide Dogs for the Blind, duly certified guide dog orientation and mobility instructor, Taylor McHale. A little bit about the O&M immersion program, OMI as we like to call it, is a one-week program designed for people who want to improve their independent travel skills. It also provides a bridge for those who would like to partner with a guide dog but have limited access to O&M services. And I wanted to share a significant milestone for our program. Over 400 clients have successfully graduated from this program since its inception in 2016, and I think that's a really big deal. And we, again, can't thank our donors enough to recognize the importance of independence for an individual. We had one participant that cannot be with us today. That is Yvonne Rivas of Palm Desert, California. But she put forth great effort while she was here, and we're going to be continuing her O&M training in her home area. So Yvonne, if you're joining us virtually, hello from San Rafael. All right, first I have Jamie Carley of Broomfield, Colorado. This way, Jamie. Jamie, yes, go ahead and clap. Jamie is a personal care provider for her mom and her mom's beagle, Levi. She currently works for the family business and loves to travel, check out new places, and enjoys being active with the NFB. Here you go, Jamie.
Good afternoon, and thank you and welcome. Glad to see everybody joining us for our graduation celebration. I'll try and keep it short and sweet. I want to thank everybody involved with GDB, and there's a lot of people to thank. So if I miss anybody, I apologize. But from admissions to the resident staff, the kitchen that keeps us overfed, housekeepers, the nurses that I got to know very well this time, thanks to a head cold, and our amazing instructors. We would not be here. My instructor this year was Sarah McIntyre, and I'm looking forward to going home and implementing all of the skills and techniques that she gave me and starting new adventures. So thanks everybody for being here.
Thank you, Jamie. Great. Our next client is Mickey Hakim of Albany, California. Mickey is from Brooklyn and is retired from various jobs. She now has lived in the East Bay for 40 years with her beloved husband and sweet little dog, Honey. She's fortunate to have been incredibly lucky in life with a huge extended family and a wide variety of friends who keep her on her toes. She's grateful for all the interesting experiences and opportunities that life has brought her thus far. There you go, Nikki.
Thank you. So I came here, I had to have a little O&M training. I still have, a fair amount of vision or eyesight, and I didn't feel like I belonged really because I have better eyesight than many of my classmates, but I don't have enough eyesight to travel on my own, and I got really wonderful training from Tiffany, and I have been reluctant to come out as a blind person and carry a cane in my world, and I am committed now to crossing over to becoming a blind person and getting, and this place has really given me much of what I needed to make this adjustment and to have some confidence. And there are no words for the enormous gratitude I have for how sensitive and professional and everyone to the person here has been warm and compassionate and smart and kind, and I am incredibly grateful for the opportunity, and blah, blah, blah. Thank you.
Perfect ending. Perfect ending. That was great. All right. Next up, I have Daniel Hibbs of Berkeley, California. Dan lives with his wife, Carrie, and retired guide dog, Livy, and his wife's facility dog from Canine Companions, Helena. Dan recently retired from Sedgwick CMS, where he worked as a database programmer and is looking forward to traveling in retirement. Was that a good bio? Yes, that was pretty good. You wrote that.
I was just here 2 months ago. I was getting a guide dog. Halfway through, I realized that the weak link in the tandem was the handler, me. So I was sent home early and was licking my wounds, but not for very long, because Heather Foster reached out to Mark Gillard, who runs this program, and I was contacted days after I got home, and he explained the program. I said, let's go, let's do it. Stephanie contacted me days after that. We scheduled a time to be here, reschedule it, and then reschedule it, and then reschedule it. And I was here under a couple of months, so it was wonderful. They paired me up with a wonderful instructor, Natalie Castellano, and she taught me the skill of finding the up curb, which is what I had failed to do very frustratingly. With a guide dog, it masks a lot of problems with your vision. And once I had the new guide dog, I couldn't do it. So she really helped me identify the up curb. And the last day of our class yesterday, we went back to my house, went back to the scene of the crime, and I was able to negotiate the crossings that I frustratingly failed at so miserably with my guide dog. So if I can thank the cleaning staff. Last time I was here, I apologize. I was that person that put the mug in and made a nice large coffee and left the cap on. But the chef kiss to all the kitchen workers and the chefs. Eric, Danny, Brendan, wonderful. The nurses, they really got their work in this time with all the people that ended up getting sick. Thank you. And really the glue that sticks everything together was the RAs. Heather, oh yes, Jennifer, yes, Mother Jennifer, Marissa, and I can't remember the last one. I'm so nervous. But anyway, so I want to thank my OMI homies here. It was really wonderful to be hanging out with you guys, and I really want to thank the guide dog people for graciously bringing us into their orbit and sometimes kicking them out to a smaller table when we monopolize the table. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great. All right. Christy Irving of Beaumont, Alberta, Canada. Christy lives with her husband, Jordan, and 2 kids, Finley and Walker. They lovingly refer to themselves as the Core Four. Christy runs a home staging company and is developing a TV concept representing adaptive adventure athletes. And yes, yay. In her free time, Christy enjoys hiking, paddleboarding, and frequenting every coffee shop she comes across.
I did ask Dan to run the clock so I didn't have to be up here, and he failed me. So, anyways, I'm Christy. Thank you for being here today. I came into this program with 0 orientation and mobility skills. I didn't even have a cane. And I am leaving with an abundance of knowledge, a network of some pretty cool people, and a building confidence in myself and my future. If I was going to stand here and thank everyone who have touched my journey, we'd be here all day, and we have dogs to get to. So I'm going to do a general but heartfelt thank you to all of the volunteers and the staff and the donors who have made this opportunity a possibility for me. It has been a true blessing. Thank you to Stephanie, who has been a guiding light leading into this program and has shown me a lot of patience and grace while I've been here. To my classmates, I've enjoyed your stories and your knowledge. I am the youngest one, but I am the one who uses the least amount of technology, so I've learned some very valuable skills from them. Thank you for sharing your music and, most importantly, your donuts. I appreciate it. And to my instructor, Taylor, she's not here today, but there is simply not a single thing that I do not adore about her. I can tell this story, and I'll try not to cry. Again, it's my classmates rubbing off on me. They're all criers, I swear. But Taylor isn't here, so I can tell the story because she can't stop me. She is not a hiker. Anyone who knows Taylor, she's not an outdoorsy girl. But I did get her out on the trail a couple of times. And when we made our way back to the van after a short hike, a fellow well-intentioned hiker came up to me and told me how brave I was for being out on the trail. And without missing a beat, Taylor said, "She's brave. I'm brave. She's a hiker. I don't hike and I have white shoes on." And that healed something in me because my blindness didn't matter. And yeah, although she is a bit dramatic at times, she saw me and she has been a peer. So I know she has a big family here in California, but now she has a sister up in Canada too. So, oh, look at me. I blame you guys. Yes, and last but not least, I wouldn't be able to be here if it wasn't for the support of my parents and my husband back home, taking care of all my responsibilities and letting me have this time to myself. And to my responsibilities, aka my children, Finley and Walker, I love you guys. I continue to do hard things for you guys, so thank you.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Thank you so much, Christy. All right, next we have Marion Wildgruber of Oak Ridge, Tennessee. She lives with her husband, Uli, who just retired, and her retired guide, Farah, another lab rescue, Felix, and a cat named Lulu. I know. Marion also has 2 grown sons. She first came to this GDB campus in 1998 for her first guide dog, Rochelle. And Marion spends most of her time doing volunteer work and advocacy for the blind and disability programs. Here you go, Marion.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you very, very much.
I know you want to get to the dogs, and so do I. Much more interesting. But the orientation and mobility program is so important, and I think I just want to make sure that everyone understands that aspect, because I've had 2 guide dogs, and I was here a year ago to get another guide dog that we tried to make it work for 5 months, and between some of the things she brought with her and some of the things that I had going on, it didn't work out, and it was heartbreaking for a lot of people. Orientation and mobility is for people who are losing their vision. It's about trying to move through the world safely, efficiently, effectively, comfortably, and that can be with or without a white cane, but it's usually we're talking about how to use a white cane effectively, but also how to use a guide dog effectively, but also safely. And so, before a person can apply for a guide dog, they have to prove that they can get through their day and their routes that they want to do independently and safely and effectively with a white cane. And that takes good orientation and mobility skills. And in this country right now, we are not funding orientation and mobility specialists. And so Guide Dogs for the Blind has filled that gap so that people can get those skills and apply for guide dogs and have those skills and be safe with guide dogs and be effective with guide dogs. Because when you get up to the corner, the guide dog can't tell you when the light is green and it's okay to go. And the guide dog can't tell you the way to Starbucks or, when you've rounded a curved corner, like in my sidewalkless neighborhood, and gotten onto another street. You have to sense that and know how to get to your friend's house. So orientation and mobility is so important, and yet it's not very sexy. And so I just thought I'd take a minute in case you didn't know about that. Why this program is so important and so appreciated by those of us who are fortunate enough to take advantage. My eyesight has gradually gotten worse over the years, so I've had 2 guide dogs where a little bit of eyesight helped in the transition process and in using them. And then during COVID, I lost the rest of my eyesight, and so transitioning to my last guide dog was really difficult. And so the skills I learned this week are going to make me successful in coming back for my next guide dog. So I really, really appreciate everybody who made that possible, and impossible to thank everybody, but I do appreciate you all. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Marian. I heard a word that I didn't like to hear. The fail word in here amongst the group. So I just want to remind you guys, you're here for a reason. You're here for yourselves, right? And I hope you feel like you've acquired skills and found new ways to unlock your potential, because you absolutely did that. I think you all came with a lot of independence and strength, and then you've just unlocked some more of that. So I hope you feel proud of what you've done to honor yourselves during this program. So let's give them one more round of applause. Okay, on to the guide dog program. So I'm going to pass the mic to Chelsea Allen to present the in-home guide dog graduate.
You can clap for me. I'm just kidding. Again, I'm Chelsea Allen. I am the class supervisor for our class 1039, who you will meet our in-residence training folk in just a few minutes. But Etienne is going to get a picture up on the screen. We had a team that was trained in their home environment, so we call it in-home training. Lots of reasons a client may opt into this program or be chosen to be a part of an in-home training program, but we had an instructor or our field service manager out in Santa Barbara to train with Leslie and her dog Paddington. So this message I'm going to read first is from Leslie. Hello all, my name is Leslie, and I'm over the moon with gratitude and joy. Why? Well, it's because Paddington and I are now a team. Our lives are intertwined in just about every way. We walk together, we play together, we even rest together. I cannot tell you how much I love this dog. Paddington is my BFF, my best friend forever. My heartfelt thanks goes to all the people at Guide Dogs for the Blind, mostly Emily Courage and Lucy Waite. Those same heartfelt thanks go to Paddington's puppy raisers, Josie, Stephen, Cindy, Richard, Hannah, James, Kamiko, and Melanie. It is their unconditional love, combined with training and patience, of course, that transformed little puppy Paddington into an excellent guide, obedient, playful, and affectionate dog. I am a lucky person indeed to have him in my life. Thank you all for this miraculous gift of Paddington. And the photo that we have on the screen, I'll just give a quick description. A smiling Leslie sits on a bench by a dirt walking path on an overcast sky. Next to her is Paddington in harness. Behind them is a view of a park with low brown shrubs. And as you heard, Paddington had a village raising him. So we have the notes from Paddington's raisers. We are so honored to be here virtually to celebrate Paddington, a very special dog who has stolen all of our hearts and is about to do the same for yours. Paddington was raised by the following families: the Brickners, Parkers, Musellas, and the Blocks. From the moment Paddington joined our club, it was obvious he was something unique. We have raised many puppies, but somehow he managed to become everyone's favorite. He was an ideal puppy, sweet, smart, loving, and always ready to win you over with his soulful eyes. And when he wagged his tail, he wagged with his whole heart and soul, and everyone could feel it. One moment that beautifully captured his loving spirit happened while volunteering at an elementary school. As we waited to check in, a little kindergartner nearby was crying and saying she didn't feel well and wanted to go home. We asked if she wanted to pet Paddington, and she nodded through her tears. The instant her hand touched his soft fur and he wagged his tail, everything changed. The tears stopped and a smile took their place. She looked up, told the nurse she felt better, and stated it was okay for her to return to class. It was such a simple interaction, but so powerful. It was a perfect reminder of the comfort and joy Paddington brings just by being himself. As we collectively raised Paddington, he taught us so much about patience, unconditional love, and laughter. And now as he begins his next chapter with you, we can only imagine the incredible partnership you'll share. We are certain that Paddington will bring you not just independence, but also kindness, joy, and unwavering companionship. He will walk beside you, not just as a guide dog, but as the most faithful friend you could ask for. And then we have a picture on the screen of Paddington sitting in an office copier room with large rolls of colorful paper behind him. He is wearing his green puppy vest and is looking at the camera. Thank you so much. One more time for Leslie and Paddington. All right, and like I said, we're gonna move into introducing the guide dog class that was trained here in residence, and you'll get a chance to meet some of my instructors that trained these lovely individuals, and we'll first start out with Larissa. You can clap for her too.
Thank you, Chelsea. So it's my pleasure to introduce the graduating class of California 1039. They completed 2 weeks of in-residence training, learning to work with their guide dogs. So first up is Mr. Richard King of Fountain Valley, California, who received Casper, a male black Labrador retriever raised by Vicki Moss of Reno, Nevada, and Aaron O'Leary of Reno, Nevada. Richard lives with his significant other, who also has a guide dog. He has one daughter who lives in New York. He volunteers at the Braille Institute, and he enjoys outings to the beach and the downtown area. This is his third guide dog. Here comes the mic.
Alrighty, here we are. I've finally made it. To my classmates, and my ohmies, this has been an incredible 2 weeks. I'm ready to leave, even though I love all you guys. You guys have all been great. We didn't have a bad egg in the whole bunch. So thank you for all the support from my classmates. When I started this week, I didn't sound anything like this. A couple, 2-3 days ago, I got a little bit of a sinus problem, and it turned into laryngitis, and I was really afraid on Thursday that I'd be up here whispering into the microphone. That'd be really creepy. So I'm glad that didn't happen. Specifically, this is, like Larissa said, this is my third guide dog. Let me sit. Casper? Casper, sit. Good boy. Stay. Good boy. This is my third guide dog. So, you think when you've done it before, you got it in the bag, but you get here and you realize you forgot all the commands you learned, and your guide work has turned into, some sort of a messy cooperation between your dog. Your dog figures it out, what you want to do, but you come up here and you have to start all over again. So thank you to the staff, to the instructors, and everybody who kind of, they understand. And everybody's very gentle here while you're going through all the emotions of trying to get your act together. I can't wait to get Casper back home and get him on our routes. We volunteer at the Braille Institute in Southern California, and we drag a bunch of blind guys around, on the streets, and we get them to use their orientation and mobility skills. And Casper's going to be a great mascot to do that. And so specifically, I want to thank, before I give the mic to the puppy raiser, is that the donors and the puppy raisers. Thank you so much for doing what you guys do. It really, really has an impact. Like Dan was saying, it really changes our lives. And we get out there and we move smoothly like everybody else in the community. And we're not with a cane, people don't know how to handle you. They kind of avoid you. They're afraid you're going to hit them with your cane, so they move out of your way. But when you come into the space with a guide dog, they move towards you. And they come right at you, and they want to meet you and meet your dog, and it's just a completely different experience. So thank you to the donors and the instructors as well. Oh my God, you kind of. Tell me I'm not wrong, Dan. You develop a little crush on your little trainers. They're so good to you, and they're opening a door for you that's partially closed, right? You can't push the door all the way open on your own. So they're opening the door for you. So you get a lot of affection for them. And so thank you to all the instructors and the trainers. And Larissa was my trainer last time I was here, so it was really fun to see her again. And and also, God, I'm going to be up here. Paula, sorry, I'm going to be up here for too long. The cooks and the house cleaners and the nurses, were fantastic. It's just such a total experience from top to bottom. I was talking to John, one of the donors, and he was asking me, how are we doing? And it's, it's such a total experience from top to bottom. Mickey was saying something along those lines, is you just really you feel like you're the house in the Allstate hands, they're just holding you up. So thank you to everybody. And I think I'm going to stop talking now.
Hi, I'm Erin, and
Casper was a very special puppy. He was so goofy. He was the goofiest little dog that came into my house. He loved playing with my career changes. He would run around. He loved the snow. When it snowed a lot, he would bounce like a bunny all around the backyard. He was so cute. He loved to cuddle. I'd just get on the floor and he would just plop himself right in my lap and snuggle right up, and he just loved doing that. I would get stopped so many times because people would be like, oh my God, he is such a beautiful dog. His eyes. And I say, I know, he can't do any wrong with those eyes. I could never get upset with him. I'd just look at him and be like, oh, you can do it. Yeah, that's fine. He'd be so cute. He's just so cute. I work in a school, so he came to school with me every day, and I'm a dean of students, so I deal with students that might be frustrated at times. And so I got to use Casper as a way for students to earn time with him. They would come and sit down and snuggle with him and read stories to him, or if they're having a bad day, they would come and cuddle with him and turn their day around. And honestly, my staff was the one that would come in often and be like, can I just sit next to him, please? And I'd be like, yes, of course, you can sit next to him. They did, yes, they did. So he spent a lot of time around kids, a lot of noises, fire alarms, so he was a pro at all of that. This time, he did something very special. So this was the first time last summer that guide dogs allowed you to fly anywhere in the United States. And so my leader here said, I was going to Massachusetts, and I said, can I get a sitter? And she said, how about take him? And I said, that's interesting. I said, okay. So at 7 months old, Casper and I packed up, and we got on a plane, and we flew all the way to Massachusetts, and he was amazing, to the point where someone got up off the plane and went, you have a dog? And I said, yes, that's exactly what I want to hear, that you didn't realize I had a dog. So he is a frequent flyer now, and so he'll be able to fly home with you and fly anywhere you want, so that's fantastic. And he's just a special dog, and I'm so happy that he's with you. He's going to do great things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Vicki Moss, and I usually don't speak at all, but Casper's special, and I'm going to tell you why. He arrived at my house with wonderful, wonderful skills and great work ethic. After about 3 weeks, I got a call from a sitter that said, no, not really. I got another dog who needed a fostering, a puppy in training. And I said, okay, well, let me see if I can find somebody for Casper. And so a good friend and puppy sitter said, yes, I can watch him for a weekend. Well, that was the walkers, Susie and Tracy and Craig. They said, we'll take him for the weekend, and they kept him for a week. But then they had travel plans. So they took off and went out of town, and I had another friend who became a sitter. See how this goes. You just get your friends involved. Anyway, and she called and said, hey, I think we're ready for our first puppy sit. And this was the Morrises, Sean, Lisa, and all their kids, CJ and Maddox and Nyla. And they said, we'll take him for a week. I said, excellent. You'll love your family and their schedule. Well, they kept Casper until he returned for training. So it was an amazing story. So it was just, he was a wonderful dog, obviously very special. He touched everybody's lives. When I called and told the Morrises and the Walkers that he was graduating, they both said, whoa, that's exciting, that's great. And then they went, we were hoping he'd come home. I said, no, not to be. So he is special. While at the Morrises, Sean, who is the rehab director of our regional medical center, renowned regional medical center in Reno, wanted to take him to work. So he got together with his bosses and wrote a policy to take the puppy to work with him. So Casper also, another first, was the first puppy in training at our local regional medical center at the rehab hospital. So good for him. And then the Morrises asked if I would read a note for you guys. Casper, the Morse family is so proud of you. Way to go. We were such a small part of your journey, but our family enjoyed every minute of it. We love Casper for his love of adventure and his caring spirit. He loves well. We wish you and Richard the very best in your adventure together. So while I was the puppy raiser of record, I really didn't do much. I wrote a lot of reports. I checked in on him a lot. But my hat's off to the extraordinary puppy sitters in our club, the Morrises and the Walkers. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up is Mr. Ed Marquette of Kansas City, Missouri, who received Tocado, a male yellow Labrador retriever, raised by Jennifer Beals of Novato, California. Ed is planning on fully retiring by the end of the year. He's looking forward to spending time with his new guide, family, and friends. Together, they will be going on lots of new adventures, including spending time on Ed's farm, where his new guide will be introduced to their horses and their pet dog, a Sheltie named Zippy. This is his first guide dog. Here you go, Ed.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And what I want to echo what everyone else has said here about the Guide Dogs for the Blind organization. It is a fantastic organization filled with really, really wonderful people. What hasn't been emphasized a lot here, and I didn't have any idea that this existed, but there is a full-time nursing staff here, and the nurses, they are really terrific people. After 2 days here, I had met so many wonderful, nice people. I asked the nursing staff, where and when can I sign up for the niceness vaccine? They said, there's no such thing as a niceness vaccine. It's the dogs. Everybody here has and loves dogs. Even the IT geeks have doggy beds next to their computers. So that's the key. I don't want to prolong this, but there are 4 particular people that need to be thanked. The first one actually isn't with Guide Dogs for the Blind. It's my wife of 53 years. I had thought vaguely of the idea of getting a guide dog many years ago, but thought, probably not a good idea to have the dog sitting in a law office all day. That was probably a dumb idea. Well, my wife 2 years ago said, there's no guarantee I'm going to be around. So you need to get a replacement for me. And so Tocado, my guide dog, I'm joking, is my wife's replacement. But it was her idea initially, and it was a brilliant idea. Not all of them are, but this one was. The circa second person I need to thank is really 3 persons. Jennifer, who's standing right next to me, Tocado's puppy raiser, and I found out today John, her husband, and her daughter Clara, all 3 have contributed enormously to this wonderful, wonderful dog, Tocado. I just met them today, and it was pretty evident when they walked in that Tocado recognized and loved all 3 of them. He was so, so excited. I can't imagine what it's like to take a warm and wiggly, cuddly little puppy and develop him over 14 months into what is a really well-mannered, well-disciplined adolescent dog, if we could only do so well with our children, Marvelous job. And so my hat's off to Jennifer and her family for a marvelous job. Tocado is a really, really wonderful guy, okay? The next one is Hallie. I only met her yesterday, but Hallie started with Tocado in August and worked with him up until pretty much the beginning of this class. And these dogs are bred to be incredibly intelligent. But it's not just their intelligence. They have been so highly trained. I was shocked to learn how much Tocado knew just from incredible training. And so there's an enormous amount of skill, a lot of time and effort and love that goes into training these guide dogs, and particularly my Tocado. And finally, Claire, who the same name as my granddaughter. So Claire, my instructor, she probably had the hardest job because it wasn't so much teaching Tocado, who's incredibly intelligent. She had to deal with me. And as you know, this is my first guide dog. And honestly, I never really had a dog growing up. And never until this past February, we didn't really have any dogs. And then we inherited Zippy, our little Sheltie. Now, I play with him every night on the floor, and we play tug of war. I tried that with Tocado at first. I didn't think he was interested. Then I found out that there's a big difference between a 32-pound Sheltie and a 62-pound yellow lab, particularly when the chairs in our rooms have wheels on them. I went zooming across the room. Oh, Tocado is a wonderful dog. He's brilliant, he's well-trained, and he's a lot of fun. And I'll turn it over to Jennifer.
Thank you, Ed. I'm so excited. This seems like a perfect match. This was also my first guide dog that I trained. I got into it because I'm a dog training geek, and I thought that this would be a good way to give back. I also thought it would be great distraction for my daughter during her stressful senior year. But also, I had a dog named Neo, a herding dog who's extremely intelligent and always needed a job. And despite being a therapy dog and agility dog, I thought he could use a buddy, and he turned out to be an amazing co-raiser. If Tocado wouldn't come when I called him, Neo said, "Mom, I got this," and rounded him up and brought him to the front door. If Tocado got the zoomies in the house, which was sometimes, Neo would look at me and say, "You want me to?" "Sure." And he would just, go gently, nudge him. And Tocado listened to him. They spoke the same language. And oftentimes Tocado would look at Neo when I gave a command to say, "What do you think? What should we do?" So it was a great relationship. But as life throws you curveballs, last Thanksgiving, Neo passed away from cancer. He hid his symptoms, and 4 days later, he was gone. And I thought, how am I going to do this? Now, I lost my momentum. But Tocado stepped up. He seemed to know that we were in deep grief, and he became more cuddly. He became more handler-focused. And he was absolutely the thing we needed in our life at that time. And so here I thought I was raising a guide dog for somebody else that was going to need him so deeply, and he ended up being just what we needed at that time. So Tocado, we're so proud of you, and we know, Ed, that he's going to bring you as much joy and care and comfort as he's brought us. I just want to thank the San Rafael Puppy Club that I belong to, especially Katie, who opened me with welcome arms. Thank you, Katie, and Marty Mattias, who was always there with expert advice. This has been an amazing experience. And thank you to all the puppy sitters out there who rescued me when I needed them. Thank you.
Thank you. And next up, we have Mrs. Vicki Martin of Santa Rosa, California, who received Hedwig, a female black Labrador retriever raised by Amanda Perkins of College Station, Texas. Vicki lives with her husband and retired guide named Maud. She enjoys time with her daughter, son-in-law, and grandson. She is looking forward to long walks and camping trips with her new guide. This is her third guide.
I'm really horrible at speaking, so I'll just make it short. I can't thank. There's so many people to thank. You guys, the work you do here is amazing. Phew, that came out of nowhere. Just thank everyone. It's a life-changing experience. I want to thank my sidekick here who raised my puppy in Texas and flew here last night and as a college student. I want to thank Hallie, and the one who had the hardest work was Larissa because she had to work with me. Anyway, thank you for everything. It was awesome. And also thank you to my family. If it wasn't for their patience and support, I wouldn't be here.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. We all really appreciate it. Like she said, I'm Amanda. I'm from College Station, Texas, and I was Hedwig's puppy raiser. She was my second puppy in training and first to graduate, so this is just really a full circle moment, and I'm really excited for her. So when I first got Hedwig, I was just starting nursing school, and I honestly had no idea what I was doing, but Hedwig would just curl up next to me during every single 3-4 hour long lecture, late night study session, and somehow just made the few hardest semesters of my life just a little bit easier. She taught me patience, confidence, and showed me so much love. And now all of those moments have led to this one, to Vicky. Even from just talking to you over the phone earlier this week, I felt so much peace knowing Hedwig was going to you. She is exactly the kind of dog who thrives when she has a purpose, and knowing she will now put her whole heart into helping you means everything to me. She supported me through nursing school, and now she gets to support you through your life, and I couldn't imagine a more perfect match. To the College Station Club, my friends, family, and everyone who supported Hedwig along the way, thank you for supporting us through every step of this journey. It truly takes a village. I know you guys hear it all the time, and it really does. And to Hedwig, I always called her my little pocket rocket because she's such a little girl and has so much energy, and she's so spunky. I'm so unbelievably proud of you. This is the beginning of the most important chapter of your life, and I'm so excited to hear about everything you do. Congratulations, sweet girl, and Vicky, thank you for giving her the life she was meant for.
Thank you. Next up is Mr. Chris Pilcher of Mill Valley, California, who received Blevins, a male yellow Labrador retriever raised by Janelle Crothers of San Francisco, California. Chris is a retired UCSF doctor and professor who lives with his wife and son. He is currently pursuing a second career as an opera singer. His audiences are clamoring to meet Blevins. This is his first guide dog.
Yeah. Sit. Blevins, sit.
Good job.
Stay.
Good job. Here it comes.
Hello. No. So thank you, everyone, for your patience in listening to me try and warble despite the laryngitis the last 2 weeks. So this is a particularly emotional moment for me in that I mean, like everyone, waited 2 years because of the sort of slowness of puppy raising the pipeline after COVID. And so after, signing up 2 years and came in August actually and was matched with another dog. And after the first week, it became clear that match didn't work out, and it was absolutely heartrending and horrible to say goodbye to that wonderful little guy who is still in training and is going to be a match for somebody else, I think. So it's great. And I got to come right back and try again, and this is the guy. So Blevins is absolutely amazing. He's an incredible tribute, not only to Janelle, his puppy raiser, who I just owe so much, and I'm so grateful that I got to meet you, and Amelia and Paige. Thank you guys for coming and showing me how much you love Blevins, and your willingness to stay in touch and be our relatives here, because they're in San Francisco and I'm in Mill Valley, so it's kind of we're crazy close, so it's exciting. Boy, I mean, Blevins is just like so perfect for me. I know. Yeah. So, but Blevins is so absolutely perfect. He's chill. He's an incredible, rambunctious player when you want him to, And he's completely happy sitting and gnawing on a bone or playing with a toy by himself in the corner for an hour while you're doing something. He's just great. And he's just such a lover. Anyway, sorry, I'm going on and on. But because of this whole journey, I want to single out, I did want to also say I had the privilege of having something like 6 instructors through this whole process. And, but boy, with, Palmer, Taylor, and Kareth this time, I got to work with several of the trainers who actually trained him. So it was really exciting to feel like this, the sort of the handoff. It was like being part of a relay team, and he's just an absolute thoroughbred superstar. I'm mixing my metaphors. So anyway, so thank you to them, thank you to my instructors, and thank you especially to Chelsea for believing in not just for believing in me and everything, but for letting me know and making sure that I understood that this was a process and these things happen sometimes, and keeping me my spirit buoyed through the disappointment, and then encouraging me to come back. It's something I will never forget. So thank you very much. And also to my lovely wife, Barbara, who's here and is finally allowing me to have a dog who sheds in the house. So there we go. So thank you, Blevins, thank you everybody, and for the food. And here's Janelle, I guess.
Breaking the thing, I'm sorry. One of the first things I noticed about Chris when I walked in the room was he was wearing the right color pants for a yellow dog. But as many of you have heard here today, it really does take a village. So I do want to shout out some of our San Francisco puppy raisers who are here or who are listening, who Blevins was a fan favorite in our group for puppy sitting. And he was my 15th dog. And for anybody who's raised several dogs, you can never really predict whether a dog's going to be a guide or not, but sometimes you can kind of tell. And Blevins always had it in him, and I think the only being in our house that was happy to see him go was our career change, Jessie, who found him to be just a little bit much. But it sounds like that is the perfect fit for what Chris is looking for, and we are super excited to have him here in the neighborhood. I'm hoping I get to see Blevins work, around the city in the future, things like that. So back to you guys. And sorry, that fell off.
Okay, technical difficulties resolved. Okay, next up we have Ms. Carol Townsend of Calgary, Alberta, who received Daylily, a female yellow Labrador retriever raised by Raleigh and Violet Klein of Sacramento, California. Carol is looking forward to getting her independence back. She plans on walking with her new guide around nearby mountains and grasslands. She is looking forward to introducing her new guide dog to her community, who are all very excited to meet the new team. This is her 4th guide dog.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Carol, like the sweet lady has just mentioned. Get over here, I'm really nervous. Get a little closer. Yes, I have this beautiful girl named, I'm calling her Miss Lily. It's easier to say. Daylily, sometimes when you're working, it gets a little, it's hard. Yes, she's my 4th dog, and she's amazing. I've been in the guide dog program so long. I had black hair when I started. Now my hair is white. I started in 1995, and I had 3 stints in Oregon, and this is my last, hopefully my last dog. And it's been a joy to be here. And I want to thank everybody in the program. It's been amazing. No matter how many times you have a dog, you start all over again. And I want to thank this beautiful family that were my puppy raisers. I thank you all so much. And when we leave today as graduates, we will leave with independence and joy. So I want to thank everybody. And it's to you. Thank you, Claire. That was very sweet. Good job.
Hi, my name's Raleigh, and Daylily is the first dog that my family has raised. My daughter Violet was our co-raiser. She's sitting over there. We did not know what to expect. I do want to say the obvious, which is that Guide Dogs is doing amazing work here, so thank you to Guide Dogs, and thank you to everyone. Also, thank you to the Sacramento Club members who are able to watch today on the live stream for your help in getting Daylily to this point, because there was a lot of help there. I can see that you two are already a fantastic match, and I'm really, really happy that you found each other. And thank you for letting us be part of your big day.
Thank you so much.
You guys are going to do great.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Let's give one big round of applause for the class of 1039. Great job. All right, great job, everyone. Next, I'm going to pass the microphone to Claire, who will be narrating a quick training demonstration.
Thank you, Larissa. Hi, I'm Claire, and I also still cry at graduations every single time. It doesn't matter how many times I've done this, it never stops. But congratulations, I was lucky enough to work with some of the students here in class. But right now I'm actually going to talk about a demo. During training, our dogs learn most of their skills in guide work using a clicker. This marks a behavior that we want the dog to repeat. The clicker makes communication consistent and timely, and by pairing the food with a click, and when I tell you it takes like less than 5 minutes for the dogs to understand that the click means food, they pick it up so fast. And I'm sure some of the graduates can also attest to that. So we can use the clicker to teach them lots of things, like stopping at curbs, for example, maybe targeting a pole, or also potentially a chair. So I'm actually going to pull out a chair so we can use this for our demo over here. So I'm going to place just a chair right here in the center of the stage. And I'd like to introduce class supervisor Chelsea and our training dog Rugby up to the stage over here. So we get to have an actual demo. Welcome, welcome. He's a big, handsome boy, big yellow lab. So for this demonstration, we're going to start by doing a hand target. So we're going to do a method called back chaining. So Chelsea's going to place her fist, which is our hand target, in front of him. He's going to kind of move around and target it with his nose. And you can see that tail's already wagging. He knows this game. We're just warming him up. Good boy. So once we know that he understands what's happening, Chelsea's going to put that hand target on the chair. She's going to place it on there. The second he touches his nose to her hand, she's going to click. Good boy. He's starting to learn, yeah, very nice, that this chair is our destined target. She's going to take one step back and a step forward. Click. Very nice. Good boy. She'll take 2 steps back. So we call it back chaining because we're linking this, the end destination to what we want him to learn. So the end goal here is that she's going to sit in this chair, but she's going to take a couple more steps back, pick up that harness handle, ask him for a forward, click when she finds it. Good boy. She'll take a couple more steps back, and then what she's going to start doing is she's going to add the word chair, like find the chair. Said Rugby, forward, find the chair, good boy, and he found it, very nice. She can even go a little bit farther back. We'll see if he can find it. I'm pretty sure he will. Good boy. Very nice. Oh, he's so smart, good boy.
And of course, once he's found that target, Chelsea's gonna go ahead and take a seat. Very nice. He's gonna be so excited. Yes, pretty soon this little puppy will also learn how to chair target. So this simple targeting technique can be widely used in a client's home area. They can apply this training principle to teach their dogs how to locate all kinds of targets like ATMs, chairs, benches, doors, college campuses, that kind of thing. Well, thank you, Chelsea and Rugby. Very nice. All right, I will be passing the mic over to Maury for closing remarks.
All right, well, we are about to adjourn, but before we're done, I wanted to invite you all to join us for our holiday luncheon, which is coming up on Friday, December 5th at the beautiful Westin St. Francis Hotel in San Francisco. It's our 49th holiday luncheon. Like, it's a big deal, so I hope you can join us. More information can be found on the backs of your programs or in the postcards at the back of the room for anyone who's here. It's our biggest fundraising event of the year. It features, get this, a puppy delivery and a puppy parade. I mean, come on. I hope you'll consider joining us to kick off the holiday season and to fundraise for the amazing programs you learned about today. If you'd like to make a donation to support our mission, please use our handy text to donate feature. You can just text partnerships to 50155. And with that being said, thank you for joining us. For everyone on the live stream, we hope to see you soon. And for everyone in the room, join us in the next room for light refreshments. And thank you again.